Double J here with Black Rabbit Service, and today I'm going to show you how to program the Fetco Plus Series Brewers. To start, I'm going to show you how to adjust the basic parameters, which covers the entire brewer, so things like temperature, unit of measure, stuff like that. To get into programming mode, all you need to do is turn the machine off, turn it back on, and push the stop button when it illuminates. Now that we're in programming mode, we're going to use the stop button to scroll to general settings. Once you see general settings on the screen, you can use the top brew button to enter into that sub-menu. The first parameter you're going to see is tank temperature. The default is 200, which is usually where we keep it for us here at Black Rabbit. So if you'd like to change it, you can use the middle brew button to raise the temperature or the bottom brew button to lower the temperature. To scroll to the next parameter in general settings, you're going to use the top brew button. Next is brew at any temp. And so what this is it locks the brewer out if it is below the set point that you had just previously set. So since we set this at 200 degrees and let's say we had just brewed and the temperature is only at 190, it's not going to let us brew again until we get to that 200 degrees. Next setting is show tank temp, which is just showing you the temperature of the tank on the display screen. Next is unit of measure temperature. So do you want to see your temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius? Up to you. Next is unit of measure volume. Do you want to see liters or gallons? Customer name is up next. You can enter the name of your cafe if you'd like, or leave it as is. Then you're going to see something called demo mode, and what this is a way to operate the brewer without the heaters turning on. So it uses less power. It's sort of a way to just run through the electrical functions without heating the machine. Eco mode. I've talked about this in previous videos, but what this does is after a certain amount of time of the brewer being stagnant, it will lower the temperature to save energy. Next is water filter. So what that is a water filter alarm. You can set a period of time for the brewer to give you an alert when it might be time to change your water filter. That is something your technician or your manager, whoever's changing the water filter, they will need to reset that when the water filter does get changed. Highly recommend using this feature. And that's it for general settings. To go back to that first layer of programming so we can enter our brew recipes, you're going to use the stop button again. So now you're going to scroll all the way back around until you see batch program. This is where you'll enter your recipes. Again, you'll use the top brew button to enter into that next layer of parameters. The first parameter that you can change is brew volume. Some other important things you're going to want to note are A1 is referring to your top brew button, and then the 10 is also telling us that it's brew volume, and then to the right it's telling you what it's currently set at. So right now this is set to 3 liters, which is where we want it to be for a 3-liter air pot. If you'd like to adjust it, you can use the middle brew button to go up and the bottom brew button to go down. To scroll to the next parameter, you're going to just use the top brew button, which we are now at brew time, so it tells us again A1.20, which tells us it's the top brew button, and the 20 refers to the brew time. On the right of the screen, you'll see what it's currently set at, and that is set at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you want to change that, you can use the middle brew button to go up and the bottom brew button to go down. Up next is pre-wet percentage. So what this is basically your bloom cycle. You can change however much water you want. We usually leave it at 10%, which is where this brewer is set now. And like I said, yes, this is for a bloom cycle, and it's gonna give us 10% of the total brew volume in the first burst, or pulse, if you will. Next up is pre-wet delay. So this is the amount of time after that initial burst or bloom cycle, how much delay time before the rest of the brew cycle starts. We usually set this at 40 seconds. And finally, we come to drip delay. So what that is how much time the brewer remains locked out to wait for the remaining water to brew through the coffee bed. This is also a time that your brewer is going to recover and reheat. So we set these on the little bit of the higher side. We like it at about 1:30 for a batch like a 3 liter or a 1.9 liter even. As you go up in size, you might want to extend that drip delay. All the parameters are the same from batch to batch, so I'm not going to run through them again for you guys. But one important thing that we need to do is save our settings. So we'll exit out using the stop button and scroll until we see exit. Once you get to exit, you need to use the middle brew button to change the setting from no to yes. Then you'll use the top brew button to enter. Now it will ask you if you want to save, and the process is the same. You use the middle brew button to change the setting from no to yes, and the top brew button to save. Now that you know how to adjust settings and build recipes, you're ready to brew with the Fetco Plus Series Brewer.